Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the new Let's Play. This is going to be my second time recording this because I didn't realize some audio technical issues. Like, you know, it's never one of my LPs without technical issues. But, yeah, we are finally getting to this game. It's been since 2018 or something to that effect that I dipped into the Final Fantasy Tactics games. This game in particular is... Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, daggone it. Well, you're gonna have to give me a sec, because for some reason this dumb thing... no, it should be fine. Ugh. It does not want to why is it not wanting to recognize this? Daggum. Alright, let's try it this way. Again, technical issues. I seem to be filled with all the technical issues today. I am so sorry. Oh, man. Okay, don't know why it's doing that. Now it's not wanting to at all listen to me. What in the world? Nope, that is definitely not what I'm wanting to happen here. Okay, well, let's try this. You know, sometimes, just sometimes, I wonder what is going on. Okay, you know... you know what? That's probably what it was. All right. There. I'll just go ahead and show this. I do have this. We didn't go really anywhere. Jeez. It's already 3 minutes in. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this because of technical issues. So we're gonna start this again. I'll get into more about this game as we play it, but we'll get through the tutorial parts at this point.
Aw, man. Why do I get stuck with the weak team? We're just gonna lose. Where's the fun in that? Hey, Mute. Where's your little bear today? Oh, he didn't want his precious bear to get wet in the snow. Aw, did your mommy give you that bear? What's your problem, new kid? Oh, leave him alone. He's not gonna say anything anyway. He's like a little girl. Hey, that's gender discrimination. And I know some little girls who could kick your butt. Whoa, Ritz, what's your problem? You don't want to be on that team, right? How about we switch? Would that be better? Let's start already. You should speak up. Tell them at least your name at least. You can't be the new kid forever. True. I'm gonna go with the canonical name, which is Marsh. Sorry, Marsh. You don't have to apologize, Mute. You haven't done anything wrong. Doesn't seem convinced. Okay, Mr. Leslie, We're ready to go.
That's an unfortunate name for a man.
Then let's get this snowball fight fight started. Ready?
Team activity. Snowball fight.
Get ready.
Gotten used to the snow at St. Ivalice yet, Marsh? Forget what the ST abbreviation is. I think it's Saint. It's much warmer than where you're from, isn't it? Yes, sir. It never snowed. It's practically my first snowball fight. Really? Well, then let me give you some pointers. Ritz, could you help us out? Let me give you some pointers. Ritz, you do it. Oh, jeez. Typical game from the early aughts.
Yes, Mr. Leslie.
Kids with the highest speed move first.
Once your turn comes around, you have to move. You can only go a set distance, so think first, then move.
When the menu isn't up, press the B button to see your move range.
You can redo a move as many times as you want. Ready to move?
We'll actually say a grid later.
Okay, now that you're in position, you can throw a snowball. Choose snowball from the action menu.
The green-colored panels show your throwing range. Now choose where you want to aim within that range.
Excuse me, sorry. If no one from the other team is in range, just wait.
Waiting makes your turn come around quicker.
Okay, here it goes. Yeah!
Once you've thrown, you have to choose a facing. Once you've chosen a facing, your turn ends.
Understand?
No, we're good.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks, Ritz, Mr. Leslie.
Let's get back to the snowball fight, then.
Good luck, Marsh.
Alright. We're not going to go too much into it. I just wanted to do that little bit. Options. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Cursor speed, we're going to go fast. Oh my gosh. We're doing quick for message speed. Attack name, that's fine, that's fine. L button, turn order, yeah, that's fine. This is going to be stuff we'll go into later, especially judge points. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Oh yeah, it's Ritz's turn. Also, if you're going around like this, if you're wanting to look around, don't mind the numbers with the H. I'll go into that later, but if you're around here and it's like, I don't remember whose turn it is, just hit the A button and it immediately goes to their turn. It goes to who it is. So, if you're ever wondering... Snowball. Yeah, he has 30 HP. Guinness is the one with the lowest HP. Now, if you weren't here for any other... if you weren't here for when we played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, I'll give as kind of a brief explanation of combat. They do, in a way, from this, but the direction you're facing is important. If you're going to try to strike someone from the front, you're less accurate than if you tried to strike them from behind or the sides. You'll do more damage as well. Is this about the whole facing thing? Yep. I'm just going to skip it. It's pretty simple. We're doing a snowball fight, so we're always going to do 1 damage. But as you can see, 88% chance to hit, where Ritz had 75. If I try to strike this guy here, he has 50% chance. So it's way more in this case that the facing is incredibly important. And it's your facing compared to theirs. It sounds really weird, but that's how they describe it. It's just the direction they're looking at the end of the turn. Oh, nice. Mute actually dodged. There is a chance for him to dodge. He has a very low chance of dodging, but he can dodge. Oh, he double dodged. Nice. All you have to do is go through one cycle of turns, and you should be fine. I believe, unless it's like health related to Mute. If it wasn't obvious, he's getting pecked on specifically. We're gonna pick on someone else. So, okay, so it is Mute's health. Got it. So we're gonna be here for a minute until Mute gets a certain health point or lower. Hey, no running away, Mute! Oh, wait a minute. Is it really? But that's what Mute does best. Haha. Okay, now we're done. I guess after so many damages are done. Will you two stop it? What? We're not breaking any rules. Sure, you've been aiming at Mute this whole time. Are you okay, Mute? Yeah, I'm fine. See? He always says he's fine, so what's the problem? He knows you'll pick on him worse if he said anything else. Ouch! Mute, your forehead is bleeding. Huh? There was a rock in that snowball. Hey, I didn't throw any rocks. It's Mute's fault for being so lame. He's an easy target, and we've got to get points, right? So, the end justifies the means? You guys are horrible. Whatever you say, Whitey Locks. What did you call me? We know you dye your hair because it's really all white. Yeah, just like an old grandma. Haha, little prissy grandma. Step over here and say that again. Children, behave! This snowball fight is over. Lyle, Colin, Guinness, I want you to come with me. Mute, how's your forehead? It's okay. I'm fine, really. That's it for class today. The rest of you can go home. Thank you. I can't stand bullies who pick on little kids. Those jerks. So, Marsh, what are you doing after this? Huh? Why? I was gonna go buy this book, and I was wondering if you wanted to come along. Sorry, I can't. My little brother's getting out of the hospital today. Hospital? Was he sick? No, it's something he was born with. You have to take him to the hospital every now and then. Wow, that's rough. What kind of book are you gonna buy? It's about monsters and magic and stuff like that. Why don't you bring it over to my house? I'm sure Doan, my brother, would love to see it. Well, if you're sure it's okay. Absolutely. Why don't you come too, Ritz?
Me? Gee. I guess I don't have any other plans. Okay. Great. You two know where my house is? It's the yellow house, right? I'll come over as soon as I buy the book. I'll be waiting. Prepare to hear this music a lot. Gosh, I'm really sorry. Uh-oh. I'm really, really sorry. Please accept my apologies. Mr. Randall, we can expect a certain level of performance, regardless of the circumstances. It won't happen again. Don't worry, I'll fix things up here. Oh, thanks! Thank you for waiting, shall we? Look at that guy cringing like that. Embarrassing. Mute? Mute! It is you! Hi, Dad. School's out already? Yeah. These your friends? Don't you still have work to do, Dad? Oh, yes. You know, busy. You all keep an eye on Mute for me, eh? Oh, yeah. Do I need to give him a Canadian accent? I don't know. Ooh, sorry about that. He used to work at a bigger company before. When Mom died, he stopped caring, and he broke down big time. He seems nice. Not many parents talk to their kids like that. I bet you used to go out on vacations and stuff a lot. Well, we'll be waiting for you at my place. Mew? How much do you know about Marsh? Huh? I guess your family has its problems too. But I heard Marsh doesn't have a dad. He's perfect to go on a Pokemon journey, which we're not going to go on for quite a while, but yeah. That's beside the point. Don't? Oh, hiya. Welcome back. You're kinda late, aren't you? We had a snowball fight at school. Totally soaked. A snowball fight, huh? Did they pick on you again? I'm just not used to the snow, that's all. Yeah, you are always bad at sports. Marsh, your guests are here. Tell them to come on up. You invited over some friends? Yeah, one of them says he found this really cool book. I thought you might want to see it too. You like books, don't you? You're always reading them. Only because there's nothing else to do at the hospital. Nothing except read and play games. Hello? We're here. You must be Don't. I'm Ritz, your brother's classmate. And this is Mute. Hiya. Did you get that book, Mute? Yeah, right here. But I don't know what the title is. Even the guy at the used bookshop couldn't read it. Wow, it looks really old. Let's see what it says. Can you see, Don't? And we get to see a little bit of what this says. Technically. However, this book here doesn't have anything legible for our compatriots here.
For you see, it has a foreign language that none of them understand. Showing humans, showing Banga, showing Numus, Veras, and last but certainly not least, the Mughals. Again, a language none of them understand. I can't read these letters at all. Maybe there's some kind of magic spell? You might not be too far off. Look, a magic circle. Maybe this is in Latin or something? And there are some later additions. What does this say? Alta Oron Sondas Camellia? Sure sounds like magic. Wow, a magic book. I wish I could use magic. I knew you'd like it, Doned. If you could use magic, maybe you'd be better at sports. Hey, that's not funny. It's true! It'd be cool if this were really were a magic book. Haven't you ever read a book and thought, what if the world in this book was the real world? I don't know. Most books are so boring. They're all way too predictable. Well, what do you like, Ritz? Comic books? Games. You know, fighting monsters and all that? Okay, if you could make any game real, which would it be? That's a good question. I'd pick Final Fantasy. That's my favorite. The projection from a Final Fantasy game. Oh, my. Look at the time. I should get going soon. Yeah, me too. See you at school, Marsh. Thanks for having us over, Marsh. Nice meeting you too, Doned. See you later, Ritz. Hey, I'll see you guys out. Be right back, Doned. I wish I could use magic. Doned! It's time for your medicine! Okay, Mom. And they took more care into making the small animations for these characters than they ever did with Scarlet and Violet with Pokemon. In most modern games too. Daggum. It's a sad thing. It's a sad day and time. Oh man. But anyway. So for Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, this is actually my first Final Fantasy game that I ever played. It's what introduced me to the whole world itself. And right after that was Final Fantasy X. So it's a bit crazy seeing all the differences here. We're going to have some magic nonsense happen. The school turns into a desert. And see, we have an Amaran flying around. We have a town here that disappears, going from a snowy town to also the people changing races and going into more of a desert town, because why not? Doned is blinking, and he kind of disappears. And then we disappear as well. But we actually see what happens to us. The surrounding area of our room disappears, and we change clothes magically, ending up in a similar town that we saw earlier. It's very... The transportation from this game compared to the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2 is vastly different. It does the whole book thing, but not quite the same way.
Huh? Where am I?
Seen a whole bunch of crazy nonsense happen that he's never seen before. And a hop, skip, and a jump, and... well, we bumped into a banga.
Oh, excuse me. Watch where you're going, son.
Ah! You're a lizard!
What did you say? You said lizard. It takes a lot of nerve to call a banga a lizard. Kupo! There you are, Kupo!
If you were around for our the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, you might kind of recognize him. This is the game he's from.
Moogle, is this human brat with you? Yes, Kupo. He's just coming from the countryside, you see.
Marsh is like, what?
Apologize to the banga, Kupo.
Sorry.
Please excuse him. He's not used to seeing a banga. Hey, you. Wait. Kupo? Those clothes. You're a soldier, aren't you?
A soldier?
Yes. So you wouldn't mind a little engagement.
Huh? What's going on here?
He's engaging you, Kupo.
Alright, this is our first actual combat. We have to beat these two bangas to win. Now, oddly enough, you're going to, well, you're going off to Monteblanc. Wait a second, I get it. Engage means fight. You're sure keen on... You sure are a keen observer of the obvious, Kupo. There's the judge and the laws are for today are all set. Judge? Laws?
Uh-oh. Don't tell me you don't know about those. The laws today forbid the use of all items, Kupo. Always be sure to check the laws or you'll be sorry.
Alright, so. Okay, wait, so an engagement is a battle, the laws are the rules for the battle, and that guy in the armor is the judge.
Kupo, it's your turn, Kupo. Use your sword and your abilities. I'll back you up.
Okay, here goes. Alright. You can't possibly break the law in this battle. Now, the way the laws work in this are a little bit different. Now, the way they changed the laws in this, from the first game, which is this one, to Advance 2, is you didn't get the harsh punishment that you, that you get if you did it. Why are you whacking? You're not using your magic Monteblanc. What in the world? Whatever. It's whatever, I guess. But it... Oof, that's rough. The way this works is... In Advance 2, I'll pause here and talk about it for a sec. In Advance 2, if you broke the law, you just lost the benefits. You get punished if you break the law here. So make sure you don't break it. It doesn't go, oh no, law violated, and then the judge doesn't help you no more. That's not the case here. You can get sent to jail if you don't obey it. So be very careful. You'll see kind of what happens a little later on, because scripted things, but we'll go back to this. KO verified. 1 judge point. Judge point? What's that?
Collect judge points. The way you can use combos with other clan members. That makes engagements a snap, Kupo.
So all I have to do is defeat my opponents. Gotcha. Alright. Even the judge gets a turn, and he can move anywhere on the map. He can even be a massive jerk and prevent you from attacking your enemy because he moves right in the only possible place to attack an enemy. I've had that happen multiple times. It kind of sucks. Alright, now you use magic. Golly, dude. Oh, you're doing Blizzard. Alright. Although your accuracy sucks. Just throwing that out there. Oh, we can... You know what? Let's show off the combo. It doesn't show you the damage, but I'll just let you know it's a lot. Comparative to just normally attacking. And it's a guaranteed, like... It's guaranteed to do... I believe it's like a time and a half or maybe even more, depending on who you're hitting. It can do quite a bit of damage. Now, as far as it goes for what he's going to be doing, let me see. Okay, so he's pretty much already done. Now, the 13H and whatnot, you probably have already surmised this. Like, this is 12, this is 11. It's how high you are. It's a height total. This comes into play later, a lot more so, but let's kind of show off a little bit here. I'll get more into this later, but the height thing is important for the jump. So if you can have it, like with Marsh, he has a jump of 2 currently, which means, hold on, which means I can go up to a height of 12. I couldn't do it if it was 13. So that's where that stat is important. All right. It's also a good way to defend yourself is to put yourself in a position where they can't jump up and be behind you. Hey, there's a lot of strategy for this. Much more so than the Tactics Advanced 2. Oh, I guess I made it somehow. Also, having massive amounts of jump is insane in this game. And it can kind of break things a little bit. But
yeah, I'm hurt with the potion.
infraction of the law of forbidding items. All violators will be sent to prison. And he gets banished.
Kupo, the slammer. I hope I never get sent there.
He can be sent to the slammer, mind you. The slammer?
Yeah, prison. They send people who break the law there. Oh, and it's a dark and scary place, Kupo.
Perpetrator sentenced and imprisoned. Visitors are asked to go to the prison facility in Sprom.
Sprom? Prison? What have I gotten myself into? Thanks for helping me. Never call a benga a lizard, Kupo. Sorry. I really didn't know. You have seen a benga before, right, Kupo? Yes, well, no. Not a real one, at least. Kupo? Where are you from, Kupo? Kadoan? Muscadet? I don't know. I'm all confused. And to top it all off, I'm talking to a stuffed animal. A stuffed animal? I'll have you know I'm a Moogle, Kupo. Fine, so you're a Moogle. What's that? Okay, I believe you. You're confused. Let me explain. This is the town of Cyril in the land of Ivalice. Ivalice? That's the name of the town of where I'm from. Town? But Ivalice is a country. Not my Ivalice, and there's no Benga there either. What about Moogles? Surely other towns have them. No, we just have normal things like dogs and cats. But you said you seen a Benga, only not a real one. What do you mean, Kupo? Well, it's just I've seen a Benga, but in a computer game, not real life. Kupo? It's called Final Fantasy. It's not real, not really. It's like a pretend world with heroes and monsters. So you're saying it's just like your pretend world? Hey, here is just like your pretend world. Yeah, come to think of it, it's just like in the game. Okay, now I'm the one that's confused, Kupo. Sorry, I know I'm not being very helpful. No, this is by far the most Kupo story I've ever heard. You're telling me. Of course, I'm not entirely sure I believe you, Kupo. I can hardly believe it myself. What should I do? I think our meeting like this was no accident, Kupo. Stick with me and I'll help you out. Okay, Kupo? Thanks. By the way, I'm Marsh. What's your name? They call me Montablock, Kupo. Come with me, Marsh. What's this place? This is where our clan members hang out. Clans are like, well, groups of people who work together. Wow. Everybody looks so tough. Well, our clan takes on some pretty rough jobs. Of course, the pay's good and there's never a dull moment. Maybe there's someone I hear that knows how I can get back home? Well, you can ask around, Kupo. Can I join the clan too? Sure thing. I'll just have to introduce you and you're in. Hey everyone, I'd like to introduce Marsh. Hello. Me and the others will help you out. And maybe we can help you find your way home, Kupo. Say, Montablock, does this clan have a name? Well, it's a kind of a small clan, so no, not yet. Kupo, why don't you give it a name, Kupo? Me? To commemorate you joining the clan. Make it a Kupo one. We're not making the clan name Nutsy. Now, I'm just going to make it the one I had. The whole point was maybe to make a small reference to something, but also use my channel name at the same time a little bit.
This is supposed to be the Cross Guild. If you know anything about One Piece and you've read far enough, you'll know what the Cross Guild is. But I tried. There's not enough letters to put actual Cross Guild, and so we're leaving it at that.
How about Cross Guild?
Kupo! Henceforth we shall be called Clan Cross Guild. Okay, let's get you settled in, shall we, Kupo? This is where we are right now in Ivalice. Alright, and now we're going to the actual main hub of where we're going to see everything. Symbols are received when you complete missions. Place them to add new missions at the pub. Place them in a special order to reveal treasures. Try to find special combinations yourself. Actually, you know what? I didn't think about looking this up, but you know what? I'm gonna look this up. I want to see if there is a way to this thing is being a pint. I'm gonna see if there is something actually kind of cool that we can actually put together, because you won't necessarily find the most crazy rewards you can get just by doing some random things. That is definitely not it. I think that's Ward the... Yeah, that's Ward the Alliance. What the heck? Of course, because the new... Well, the remaster. I should have... put the advanced part in there. Otherwise, it would have never shown that. I'm trying to remember, because I don't think... Oh my goodness, what the heck? Don't know why this is happening. I might just have to find out off stream. Yeah, well, off stream, just on my own. I'll do that. We'll just kind of place this for now, and we'll try to figure it out. Now, the idea, at least, because as you can see, there's a lot of places we can place things. Every one of these spots is going to be something that can be eventually have something put on top of it. You'll always have Cyril here, and you'll always have the Giza Plains here, but you can literally place any of these things wherever you want outside of that. This is very different comparatively. I'm going to place this where I had it in the previous recording, and we'll just leave it at that. We'll actually head over to Sprom. And as you can see, there's a prison there. There's a different thing here called the Monster Bank. We can't use that yet because we don't have a certain class that would put things in the Monster Bank, but we will eventually. And you can get a little bit of an idea. Oh, gear for humans. Okay. little interesting tidbit there. The Monster Bank, Ivalice's only monster holding facility, operates free and always kept pristine. And the pub, the Prancing Chocobo, popular clam watering hole. Townspeople post their requests here. Same difference for this. The prison, a tight run place in Ivalice, run by the Queen's Guard, best avoided if possible. And this has cheap banga items. There's never a quiet night at the hotbed of brawls and rumors at the Long Ear Tavern. So this is what it looks like if you come here to the prison. Now, there's no one we know that we can release, so there's not really anything to matter here, and there's no one needs a pardon. Now, if someone has been arrested, you can release them. You have to pay a fine, and you can release them early. Otherwise, you can just let them stay their stint in jail. It'll be indicated on the party menu, which I'll show you in a little bit as to what that is. The pardon works differently. The pardon is kind of like you're wiping away their slate, because the more severe, the more infractions upon the law you get, the more likely the judge is just going to give you a red card right off the bat and toss you in prison, which you do not want in a fight, especially boss fights. Having this as kind of a way to just wipe that slate clean, so if you accidentally break the law, you're okay. There are ways to just get immediately a red card, which is not good, but hopefully that won't happen. Usually if you infract on the law and it results in a KO, you just immediately get red carded for that. So, unfortunately, there's no way to really deal with that otherwise. However, we'll go into the shop in a little bit, but we're going to go to the pub first. Now, there are a bunch of rumors that will show up. I'm going to let these kind of be there if you want to read it. You can pause the video if you want. I'm not going to sit here and read all of them, because there's going to be times where there's so many laws that show up. And the thing is, with these rumors, you can actually get quests from the rumors. So you want to make sure every now and then you go to the pub and listen to rumors. They'll always be there. There's not like an expiration date on the rumors, so you can always just come by. Oh, what were they saying lately? And you can get an idea. So, hopefully, that is kind of the best way I can describe it. It just kind of talks about gossip about things going on, really. And abilities, these are going to kind of be... I'll talk more about these as we play through the game. As you can see, good grief. I'll just turn it, get it to where we don't have to worry about looking at those. Alright. Let me make sure. Judges use a ranking system to classify laws. The stricter the law, the higher its rank. R1 laws are easy, but R5 laws are nothing but trouble. Oh yeah. And there's going to be a point, and we can actually check which laws are going to be showing up next. Currently, it's Protect. We cannot use Protect at all, but we can use Poison. The recommended stuff that is showing, if you actually do what is recommended, then you are going to be gifted a Judge Point if you do that. Now, we place this here, and that's where our first quest is going to be. We'll take care of that in the next one. But You'll notice that the next wall to be forbidden is swords. Well, Marsh is using swords. How do you avoid that? Well, it's actually it's very easy, actually. You go to this place. The day passes, you go to swords and staves. Come back. Now it's knives and sabers. It's going to be confused and berserk when we actually go do the quest. So we don't ever have to worry about that. Again, now things like ganging up, that is you having multiple characters attack the same opponent within from the last ally that attacked to the next one. You can't attack the same individual. You have to attack different individuals. It really spices. I say spices it up, but it really makes you think like 12 times over. Okay, what do I do differently? So we'll do that. Now, missions. Now, this is a story mission, the herb picking. No cancellations. That also means that it is a story mission. You cannot get rid of it. Required items. There are going to be times where we need specific items to do a job. Skills, the same thing, and the same thing for jobs. Thankfully, we'll run into that in a little bit. The reward is just win the battle, get 600 gil. Not bad. Looking for people to gather fever-reducing herb, muscaloi, I think that's how it's pronounced, I don't know, on the Giza Plains. No experience necessary. Ivalice Pharmacist Guild. Okay, Marsh, got any mission items? Those are items need for certain missions. You can get them by completing missions. Looks like you don't have any yet, so just hit OK. Yep. Make sure you're cool with it. And available for. Now, the available for part is if there is a time limit on the quest itself. If it's got a dash on it, 99% of the time it's going to be a story quest. I think there's maybe like one or very few non-story quests that don't have a time limit on them. So just be sure to kind of keep an eye out for the available for part, because if you don't, well, you're in for a problem when you keep moving around aimlessly and all of a sudden you lost the job because you took too long. Oh, my bad. Accept the conditions, yes. And you do have to, like in Advanced 2, you do, I'm just going to call it Advanced 2 from now on, just so I'm not having to say the whole title again. You do have to pay money to take on quests. So, keep that in mind before you start spending all your money. Kupo? You were able to find any good missions, Kupo? Yeah. There's one that seemed easy enough. When can you start, Kupo? Right away. Then let's get ready then. I want to make sure your first mission is a success, Kupo. Alright. Now we're going to the shop. We're not leaving unless we have this. Now, if you want to ever come here, this is where you buy all your stuff. It's not nearly as fancy as the one in trying to think of the name in Advanced 2. So it just press the R button and you can get a look-see at what teaches what. We definitely want a green beret. Actually, let's get 2 green berets. And grab 1 bronze helm, a couple of feather caps. So those don't teach anything, but they do provide defense, which is very necessary, very useful. Now, the chain shirt allows the ability catch. However, we don't have a juggler or a red mage, so we're kind of just out of luck for that. Hempen robe, don't really need to worry about that. The bronze armor is only really there if we can afford it, but honestly, we have a cuirass and we have a chain plate. I won't worry about it. Now, these are your weapons. They don't separate any of that, so just keep that in mind. We could possibly look at getting some different things for possibly thieving, but I don't have anything that I really want to go into. Now, I'm trying to remember. I want to buy the stinger, at least. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we'll be fine. I'll get the guard staff. Yeah, this will be fine. I'll just change her over to the... Actually... Yeah, I don't have enough for it, so I'll be fine. I'll get a charbow. I'm trying to remember how many skills you need to get to Red Mage. I'm not remembering exactly, but it'll be fine. Now, as far as everything else, just keeping that fantastic. No. There we go. Area list is pretty easy if you want to... It's like, well, where's this again? It'll show you where it is. Because if we, let's say, move up here, area list, it'll show it and have the thing blinking, which is really nice if you're trying to find a specific area, because they all look the same. Then party is where we're going to kind of end this at. Now, as you can see, Marsh has 1 JP, and no one else has a JP because, well, he was the only one that had the ability. As you can see, Marsh and Monteblanc cannot leave the clan, but everyone else can. We're going to try to not have that happen. There are some people that actually will ask to leave because they don't like you. I might be remembering War of Lions a little bit too much, but there are a couple of points where it's like, I don't really like how this is going out, and you may ask to leave. I will say, if we do come across a red mage, which is going to be a Vera, I might, and you can check the abilities, you might want to go ahead and actually just recruit her, because more likely than not, she might have double cast just mastered, which is broken. There's a small chance of that happening, and it is like one of the most insanely goated things for a red mage to have right off the bat, because that takes forever to learn. But going over all of the character things, we're going to give Marsh the bronze helm. I'm going to give Clementina, that's a name, the green beret, because this gives her a new ability, which is not return fire, block arrows. And we're going to actually go over here to Marsh real quick and give him items, and give him shield bearer as well. Monteblanc, you have the feather cap. We'll give Mr. Bangaman nothing, because he'll like it. I don't know what that's about. Alright, we're gonna give you the green, the feather cap. I think we're good. As far as what they have mastered, you can actually check from the available classes what they have mastered and what they're currently working on. And honestly, it's not anything crazy. Marsh is currently the only one that has a combo move. We'll have to find the weapons that give combos. That takes a while, so just keep that in mind. But yeah. Also, if you want to sort, you can kind of do that. But there's not really, it's like who's last is first and who's first is last kind of thing. The item list, there's not really too much you want to do unless you want to specifically try to find a specific item you have. This, as you can see, shows like, okay, how much MP everyone has, how much judge points, the number, their levels, and you can kind of just cycle through that. And I guess you could sort it from that way. I always keep it like this because there's no reason to really sort it any other way. Now, I will say this. I don't really use new moves all that much. Moogles, Viras, and humans are pretty much who I stick with. Bangas, I'll definitely use once we get certain abilities unlocked. But finding their weapons is either expensive or ridiculous to obtain, so it's a bit crazy in that manner. But yeah, it's kind of a thing. I'm sorry, new moves. You guys don't have good classes. Until much later, and even then, I'm kind of like, eh. They do. They're not terrible. Honestly, they have the most resistance out of all the different races in the game, and they're probably some of the most like powerful in terms of magic. I would say, with the exception of Moogles. But I mean, he's got 101 power as a white mage. If he started leveling up as a black mage, he'd be insane. And the levels do matter because they do get the stats like in Pokemon, like, oh, I get this and I get these things. And the job does change what your level attributes to. So, I think at some point what I'll probably do, I might switch some things around. I'm gonna keep Marsh as a soldier so he can get Shield Bearer, but I'm probably gonna like switch him to Archer and maybe Black Mage or something to kind of give him some stuff. Because Black Mages do get, well, White Mages get more resistance, Black Mages get more magic power, but I'm gonna get, Archer and Thief are gonna be probably two big ones because get better speeds, especially with Thieves. And as you can see, they get better jump and evade, but their weapons are very different. So it's all kind of just one thing or another, just depending on how you want to build your characters. Yeah. I don't know why that specifically is red. It could be, you know what? It could be the severity of it. And if you're ever wanting to like, hey, was there a thing that had a quest? And just do the info bit, you can find it. But anyway, that'll be it for this episode, and in the next one we will actually go to the Giza Plains and do the mission, and we all get hooray because we did a thing. I will see you all in the next one. You take care. Later.